Here we go. Boom! Figured it out. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Jason David Frank, welcome. How are you, my friend?
Welcome, man. I don't know if it was my website. Something froze up. Was that on your end or my end?
Who knows? Instagram was giving me a hard time, but we got it. We made it work, man.
Yeah, that's good. I'm going to move in the same spot that I was, and if there's a problem, I don't think there's going to be a problem. I'm actually having my whole house remodeled right now.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm outside on this balcony that's used to overlook this cool pool, and we're redoing it, and it's going to be even cooler when it's done, but this was something we did before this whole quarantine stuff. I already paid for the guys. They got masks. They're outside. Pain in the butt, though, because it's quarantine. So, I got, like, my whole house. Every room is, like, getting redone. It's so annoying. Mm-hmm. But how are you guys?
Doing all right, man. And what are you doing to keep yourself busy during all this? I mean, I know you've started a IG and Instagram live show yourself. What you been doing to keep yourself busy?
I usually stay busy, man. I have a routine. Today, that routine was way off. I woke up super late for whatever reason. I stay busy. My usual routine is I get up, I walk the dogs, and I spend more time here, spending time with the family, but also been strategizing on, the Kickstarter. And then my online classes, I have trainmejdf.com. And the cool thing about that is that's 5 years old. I've been doing that before any of this. So It's not like I'm adjusting because we're quarantined. My life, so busy. I'm always at shows, and I'm always still connecting with fans. So I haven't really changed during this whole thing, except 36 days ago, I started the JDF IG live show. I got Chris Voss coming tonight. He's the world's most famous bestseller book, FBI hostage negotiator.
Nice.
He's going to come to kind of talk about like labeling and tactical empathy, which I like them. I mean, I trained through master's class. I've been trying to train my brain, also trying to get over my injury, which was 1.5 years ago. And I'm seeing some results on that, and just meeting good people on my show and making connections and making people happy, at least take them away from this moment in time right now, and missing Comic-Cons.
Right.
I miss them.
That's been a huge change and adjustment, obviously all for the better. But it'll be curious to see what the next, Comic-Cons are, right? I think, a lot of people are looking at New York in October, but who knows? It could be anything. We're going to talk Power Rangers, obviously, in a second, but I do want to talk, because you brought it up, Legend of the White Dragon, the Kickstarter. Yeah. Man, can you give folks a bit of an insight into what that project is, how it came about, and what you guys are looking to do?
Sure. Well, first of all, I disliked any kind of campaigns my whole entire life. I disliked them. I disliked them until I really understood what happened. So we did the first Kickstarter. It wasn't long enough. It was just very complex story. I mean, vignettes were going everywhere. It was just very complex, and I didn't want to overpromise and underdeliver, because there's only certain things you can do in a film. So it was getting complexy, I would say. And the Kickstarter, we were raising a lot of money. I just didn't feel it in my heart and bones to do a Kickstarter, because we had private finance. I didn't want to lose control of the IP. And last time it was geared a little bit towards the Rangers. It was, and we had all these different characters. It was kind of, drilled that way. My name was kind of the character. And for sure, the Saban sold it to Hasbro. And I don't want a cease and desist like I got on Ninjak at New York Comic Con. Like almost $1 million cease and desist. Like I have to stop promoting Bloodshot. And it was their company. Or Sony would sue us because Vin Diesel wants to hold a good, clean slate. I was the first Bloodshot out there, which it shouldn't be threatening, but I have a pretty good social media fan base following. So they were going to put me in the film, like a little cameo. I thought, that's cool. Still promote it, even if I wasn't Bloodshot, whatever. It'd be a random dude going, hey, Bloodshot, you're cool. You know what I mean? So we went through all this, and then we kickstarted it, and then we stopped. Every show I've done afterwards, every show, I'd have a question. What's your question? Hey, are you going to do the Legend of the White Dragon? I was part of it. I kickstarted it, I donation. And then I was thinking, oh, I still hate the name donation. So we went with Aaron, and I said, Aaron, what is this whole Kickstarter thing really all about? Then he's like, the donations, you get rewards. And I was like, okay, well, what kind of rewards? I was like, what? Pops, shirts, posters. So my thing is, they're just buying merchandise, and the movie comes with the perk.
Sure.
Some people are donating whatever, $5, and they're still getting something. But ultimately, where else can you go buy a cool toy, limited cool toy, and see a movie? Everyone right now, like me, Bloodshot, I paid $20 to see the movie. Anyway, but you know, I paid it, and it's either instant satisfaction or just instant. I watched the movie and the movie's over. This time of need, I wake up every day, and I don't just look at numbers. I wake up and I read comments. I look at how many times the trailer was reviewed. I'm pumped to do it. We got the Anarchy suits coming. And Hasbro and Saban, they didn't care about all this stuff before. Now they're starting to care, and now they're starting to look and starting to turn heads a little bit, thinking, we should have done what Aaron wanted to do 6-7 years ago, start a Green Ranger series and bring other Rangers into it. Right. So this Legend of the White Dragon, we wanted to branch out a little bit more. You know, there was some original people in the beginning that felt like they didn't want to kickstart again. And I think that's because ultimately we feel like we don't want to fail again. Right. I don't care. I failed so many times in life getting myself back up that this was the time where I was going to pull it because of the Corona stuff. And I said, you know, we did it. Let's put it out. Maybe we could bring some happiness at least to the trailer. And it was great. And you guys always support. I want to thank you guys for always supporting everything I do, man. Like, and it happens to be Comic-Con stuff. So thank you. If it wasn't for you guys, wouldn't be able to, you know, honestly, like, get the news and get cool stuff. So I appreciate it. Man. Appreciate it.
So, I mean, obviously, I feel like the big draw for this is that there are a lot of fans, a lot of your fans who grew up watching Mighty Morphin, who are now older, right? They're in their mid to late 20s, early 30s, and they want a harder-edged version a bit of Power Rangers. Is that kind of what you're thinking
Absolutely.
with this?
Absolutely. We need that. The problem is when we were doing this, even with the Green Ranger versus Ryu, and then we got the Street Fighter versus the Power Ranger universe, the problem that they had was the executives, even with Lord Draken, all the executives were saying, hey, we can't do these. And I said, how come? You get it on Netflix. We don't use Netflix because they cost too much money. That's okay. Get a digital platform, create your own, you know, put it on something else. And so that was all going on. And I never forget it. This is the reason why you can't do it is because you're going to satisfy the fans' hunger, at least for a little bit. So we don't want to satisfy their hunger because we want them to go see the movie. We want them to be hungry. And I said, we're starving, dude. We're starving over here. There's nothing out here. I'm giving you myself, like Legend of the White Dragon. I'm doing it for free. Yes, we own the IP, and I hope it goes somewhere far, but I'm investing in myself. Lord Draken. I promoted the comic books, the 25th issue of Tommy dying. I put the money up for that. They didn't pay anything. So it's like I'm always taking a chance. New York Comic Con, long time ago, they were like, I went there an hour. I took the chance. It cost me $4,000. To this day, other promoters want me to come to Comic-Con. How much you want, Jason? $0. Get me a flight and get me a hotel. And if people want to buy something, they can. But don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me I have to turn fans away. Don't tell me I can't take selfies. I'm my own boss. And since I've been, it's a win-win for both, dude. And it's purpose, passion, patience, profit. So right now, all people are looking at with Legend of the White Dragon, profit, toys. We're looking at just getting something good for the fans, showing everyone, you know, what we can do for the budget. And Ninjak versus the Bout universe, we spent 1% of the budget of what Vin had. 1%. That's it. That's not a lot. It was pretty cool. It was watchable. It was like comic books. It just, the world nowadays needs all this. You know, first, all the actors take 10, 20, $40 million, and then they need these big special effects, which is cool. But that's not what Power Rangers was all about, man. It wasn't about all that. You know, the new movie tried to do that. They fired everyone. They got a new cast. It's like, makes no sense when you're rebooting to reboot again.
Right. So, So they've got, obviously Hasbro's got plans to do another movie. Do you think given the expansion that they've done to that world, if you got the call to say, "Hey, we want Lord Draken to be a part of this, but we also want you to be a part of this," are you in? Or
I've already had that conversation with Saban, and this is the way it went. Hey, we're looking for Lord Draken. We're gonna, we want to put him in Beast Morphers, and so we want your footage because we don't own the footage. But sign this paperwork, and if we sign the paperwork, we own it, which is fine. And I was like, okay, it needs to be guaranteed to be in Beast Morphers. Well, we can't guarantee, but we want ownership of it. And I said, if it's not guaranteed, I said, I tell you what, Chip, we're going to send them the footage. Take a look at it. And literally came back and said, unfortunately, your footage is shot too high quality. It's too high. It's like movie quality, and it just stands out when you're integrating with the monsters. So, unfortunately, we can't use it. Now, here's the interesting thing. I got behind Lord Draken. I got behind it. I don't care. Boom created it. Kyle did it. But I got behind it and driv this Lord Draken. So did Scott from Power Morphicon. He put up his whole house to get these Power Morphicon toys at Lord Draken.
Yeah, dude, these went nuts.
His whole house, dude, people went nuts. So now they're doing Lord Draken toys, but with no digital content at all. No cartoon. I did the video game. And they're like, here's a couple $100, literally. I mean, here's a couple hundred, which is like fine. I'd just rather do it for free than get slapped in the face with that, which is fine. So I just want fans to understand that everything I've done was almost free for the fans. And now people go back, and now it's Hasbro. So I'm sure they're getting paid more money, but it makes me happier that I've been part of the brand, part of cons, the first one out there, paving a way, and I'm still doing them for free with no guarantees. That makes me happy on the end of the day. So with the Legend of the White Dragon, I want to be able to satisfy the fans. I don't want to tease them. Like Draken was a little tease, like here's and then Hasbro, it's a no-brainer for me for Hasbro to look and go, let's get some of the originals back for the movie. I mean, we've already kind of said it's going to be a 90s feel, so we can satisfy the 90 fans, and then we're going to make it all kids movie. Man, we want it to be nice. This is PG-13, but to me, I look at this as like Guyver. Guyver in his own right. Steve Wang directed Guyver. Koichi Sakamoto was on it. I look at this as a whole new character and perfect timing when Aaron understands the fandom base. I understand it, but it is not a ripoff of Power Rangers because it's a whole new entity. And it's not, when TJ did the Mask Rider or VR Troopers, look, guys, we're talking about Japanese footage that they buy and they keep buying over there. This is brand new American footage that they don't do over there. Aaron is incredible. So I'm really excited about it. I talked to a lot of people. A lot of people are behind the projects. I could probably get some really big names in there, but it's kind of funny. When you start it, no one really jumps in until they see the numbers. Oh, you're making it, hey, me. It's kind of like, where was me when we had to raise it? So, and we've always been cool. The downs and the ups and the valleys. It's always, Comicbook.com's always been great with me.
Do you think the world is ready for, like, I imagine this is going to be a PG-13 kind of thing, but is it like, is the world even ready for an R-rated kind of take on Power Rangers? Or do you not think that's what Power Rangers is?
It's not yet. I still think, look, Bloodshot did PG-13. Bloodshot should have been rated R. I mean, the only difference is blood, some of the words. I still think it's tacky when someone can drop a lot of F-bombs. I'm still a hero for people. And ultimately, remember, I'm a martial artist and a businessman. I got thousands of schools around the world, no contracts. Anyone can stop anytime. I have made, millions through my karate schools for that reason. You could leave at any time you want. So Power Rangers didn't get me my life. Power Rangers, the Comic-Cons don't give me my life. My fans do, and my students. So looking at that, if we have 10 people, Legend of the White Dragon, which we have 9,000 fans, I'm there to give those fans almost a Ray-Arted, but a PG-13. And it's going to be more in-depth story. I think I don't know what the Power Ranger movie was rated. Do you know?
It was PG. It was PG-13, if anything, I think.
maybe
Yeah.
PG-13. They could have got away with a little bit more, but here's the problem.
Probably.
We could do whatever we want in Legend of the White Dragon, but for me as a person, I'll never forget what Chuck Norris told me. Chuck Norris told me, hey, Jason, no matter what you do something where you can watch it with your daughter at any age you can, because that's all he's done in his career. And he said, Jason, my career did not start until I was 50. You are well on your way, and you're going to be the next me. And I was like, oh, Chuck, I can never be the next you. He goes, watch. He goes, with your determination and motivation and your respect and love for the fans, that's never changed, and it will never change you to be, this real, highly whatever movie star, which I don't, when you're a movie star and you got people suing you, you got people trying to kill you, you got, people watching your house and saying terrible things to my daughter. That's not what I want. What I want is to entertain fans. So to me, I'm just like you guys. That's why we talk so good. I reach out for the fan. I still continue to support the fan base, except me and Aaron put that idea of the Green Ranger thing together, and then all of a sudden everyone got cut out, and then certain writers were writing books that Aaron came up with years ago. In fact, from 2019, that email was shared with Saban, and I had to go back and revisit. Aaron created those suits that are literally used in the movie. The email says it all, but you know what we do? It's all right, no problem at all, because it's all timing. This coronavirus for us has been able to connect to fans. There's fans that are mentally depressed. I deal with that mental depression. Dude, I was sleeping till 1. I'm like, I'm not happy every day. People think I'm happy every day, but this gets me going. I mean, not too well, my hair's long, but combing my hair, jumping on Comicbook.com, my show, and that's what got me going is the Comic-Cons. It's the accountability to lean on you, dude. Yeah. I'm going to lean on you at a show if I'm not going to be all that well. You're leaning on me, but we're leaning on each other to create good content and entertain the fans. Because if we didn't have fans, you wouldn't be where you're at, and I wouldn't be where I'm at. And most of the stuff, everything I do is free. My poems cost me a lot of money, dude. I make a couple hundred from YouTube. Ooh, I spend $5,000 an episode, on my mental poem health. So it's to change people.
Yeah.
It's to change people.
Well, one of the things we've been asking folks is, obviously we're all stuck at home, and we're all stuck at home with our stuff, right? I've got a bunch of Power Ranger stuff kind of right behind me, Dragon Zord right there.
Yeah.
You've been with Power Rangers for a really long time. Have you been able to keep any cool memorabilia? I can say that word.
Yeah, man. I got a box of, I'm cleaning. Well, first of all, this is my pool that's being redone, okay? So you can see how my life, you could think zombies are going to come and attack, right? It looks crazy. My inside house is completely, torn apart. I got these, oh, sorry. Hi. Let me see. I got these floors coming in.
Be careful.
I will.
Road in this.
I will. I'm not stepping.
Oh.
Yeah. These toys, I got a beautiful house, but everything right now is just everywhere. I got these rooms being done, but this is my room. This is a box that I have that I like to keep away from everything else, right? So I put myself a box if I have an office. I like to keep some of my Green Ranger wrestling boots that were made for me. So I got this. I like to keep masks because this was my first poem a year ago. And so it's really cool. And what else? I got the Lionsgate sent me this really cool, let me see, really cool video game. I don't think a lot of people have it, although you might have it. Green bubble wrap. So they sent me this. It's pretty cool. I have all this stuff ready. It's the Lionsgate game, and it's got,
cool. Look at that.
Everybody in it. Also has the Green Ranger right there, and that's the Superpower Beatdown. So they sent this to me, and I, of course, signed it. I didn't know this sticks, but I, of course, signed it on the back. So I like to try to definitely not wrap in that. My world record shirt. I broke the world record skydiving.
Nice.
It's a world record shirt. I'm gonna have to send you one of these. He's very limited.
Nice.
And I'll fold all this back. It's a Rising Sun shirt. Remind me, I'm going to get you a Rising Sun shirt. This from Marquette King. He's just, you know, he's a friend of mine. And I have a lot of stuff I'll show you downstairs too. But these, believe it or not, this is every tattoo on my body that I've saved.
Wow.
This whole thing, I'm going to make one day like a big, you know, like a big thing with like every tattoo I have. And of course, you got Saab in there. These are just a lot of scripts that I have. You know, Houston shoot, call sheets, the you know, script. I do have the original Dragon Dagger, Seat Dimensions and Danger.
There you go. Nice.
There's just a lot of stuff in here that are kind of wrapped up, so I'll take you downstairs. I kind of wrapped them up really good. But so downstairs, see, I have this round room that's going to be all with wood floors, and then I'm rebuilding the pool, so because this is where you like see the pool, you know, and it's got double staircases, and this is just the outcome of the floors. Look pretty cool. So enough of that. Let's go to toys. Enough of the house. We're gonna lose hits on the house thing here. So, all right. I had a fan make me this helmet, which was super cool. It was, you know, he made it out of Louis Vuitton. So I thought that was cool. So I got that hanging in here. You know, motorcycle helmet, Legend of the White Dragon mock-up, $200.
Oh, nice.
So, you know, this here, and it's very, very, I know Aaron's like, wait to show it, but just I show it for the designs, and this, of course, you can't see out of it, but just the way the design is, to the dragon eyes. I mean, it's pretty cool. And then over here, I have the Lord Draken, of course, here. And then I have the White Ranger helmet that was at my house that I gave to Gabe Junk Arts. And Gabe Junk Art, I mean, those are really expensive. He wrapped them in Louis Vuitton. He sold to Nick Cannon, Russo Brothers. I mean, the list goes on. And then he decided to wrap the Draken in red.
Very cool.
Which is cool. So that's actually the OG helmet that I used in all the suits that I still own. And then we're gonna go to the cheap morpher that I used. Okay, so we buy a silver morpher, right? And we would paint it. So these are the morphers that we would paint. So just like any other morphers, but they would paint them gold. And when we run out, we literally can go to Toys R Us and find them. So we didn't have a gold morpher until they released the gold morpher.
Right.
And inside, every time the coin always pops out, which is a major mistake with the toy company. So we decided, okay, well, let's put some Velcro in there. Let's put some Velcro. And this is just a mock-up coin that's made of something, I don't know back then. And just put the coin in here. So the coin stays, so we never have to worry about, you know, the coin coming out, at least. Never have to worry about that. Nice. Now we had to worry about, you know, morphing together, which we had to worry about, which wasn't always, that's bloodshot there. Wasn't always, you know, was always the best when we're trying to.
Nice Wolverine cup, nice.
So this is the original Boom comic #1. So
very cool.
The comic book cover, Boom comic #1. I think at that time I paid about $900 for it in 2000. I want to say 2016 maybe, something like that. Anyway, I own the original comic, which is cool. I always love buying artwork. And then the Dragon Dagger. Let me show you that real quick. All right, so this is original. This was the one that was on me. So a lot of cosplayers that make cosplay can really make a lot of better dragon flutes. So this is it. This is what it's made out. It's literally a foam.
That's the screen used one, right?
Yes.
Nice.
It's like foam and a wire, basically. That's kind of broke right there, as you can see. But this is the screen used one that I have. Let me turn it around. So, you know, it's never been repainted.
never been painted.
Is it heavy or is it pretty light?
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
Nice.
It's pretty heavy. You think it would be pretty light since, you know, it was like foam and something else, but it's actually heavy. It's the same thing that the coin, this coin does not come off.
Okay.
And it does not, you know, it does not play, people. It doesn't, look, it does not play. Just to let you guys know. No. It's screen used, but then they can add the do-do-do.
Nice.
So, and then there's just a lot of other stuff that I have that's collected. You know, the magazine you got there, a lot of other magazine. This was my karate schools that won like top 10. People's Magazine, they put me in the Most Beautiful People magazine. That was embarrassing. That was you seen that? Oh,
that's
Lord.
incredible.
Yeah, you seen this layout? It's oh man, there goes the Red Ranger.
Nope.
This was so in this magazine, my mom was a big fan of People's Magazine. She was a big fan, and I remember being in this magazine. It was so embarrassing because people would kind of like tease me, you know, like, oh, most beautiful. And I was not arrogant at that time. I wasn't the one that was to be like, oh yeah, I'm in People's Most Magazine. But I did, however, get a 2-page spread.
There it is.
Yeah, and it was super cool, man. And then I remember, you know, here there was like Brad Pitt, I think back here, Scott Wolf, but a lot of them had like 1 pages, and I was like, oh. So anyway, my mom really enjoyed the People magazine. She really did. She just enjoyed it. So that was a good thing. So, but yeah, I do have, and remember, I have 3 karate schools. So all the karate schools were, all the karate schools are pretty much, you know, they're filled with stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I got a lot of original stuff. These are all my badges. Of course, I love the missing Comic Cons. Like, just, you know, a lot of hard work and a lot of happy people right there, man. So yeah.
Well, dude, man, this has been an absolute blast catching up.
Yeah.
I love taking a look at all your gear. Excited for the White Dragon. And if folks want to, you know, obviously they can follow you on Instagram. They'll catch your live show. And we'll talk to you. We'll catch up sometime soon again, right?
Okay, cool, buddy. Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate you. Is this going to be on your page for the next 24 hours?
Sure, it should be.
Okay, cool. So if you guys just tuned in, Jay, Steve, and Frank here with Comicbooks.com. Check this link out. Follow me on Instagram, JDFFFN. I think the relationships don't end here. Even with Comicbook.com, we're very active getting back to the fans. I have a show tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Chris Voss, FBI world's famous most negotiator. He has saved more people's lives than we can possibly save. And he's going to teach us a few techniques, maybe, you know, how to deal with people to be a better person, and maybe how to deal with your family and deal with friends. So I look forward to that, man. And thank you so much, buddy.
No problem. Thanks again, man. Have a good one. Thanks everyone else
buddy.
for checking in. See you later.
Thank you, man. Bye-bye.